I lost my job over one sentence. But that wasn't the worst part. I knew something was wrong the moment the room went quiet. Not just quiet, but the kind of silence that presses against your chest, like the air itself is holding its breath, waiting. Just seconds earlier, people were laughing. Chairs shifting. Coffee cups clinking. Someone cracking a joke in the back. And then, nothing. Every pair of eyes in that room turned toward me. Like I had just stepped over a line no one had bothered to draw. That was the exact moment. I lost my job. It was a Friday. You know the feeling, end of the week. That second cup of coffee that tastes just a little too bitter. Emails slowing down, people pretending to work while mentally checking out. I'd been at the company for 3 months. Still new. Still learning the rhythm. I was the kind of guy who listened more than he spoke. Or at least, I thought I was. Sales. Advertising. Nothing glamorous. I managed accounts, kept clients happy, nudged them, gently, into spending a little more money than they planned to. Simple on paper. But I wanted more. I'd watched the senior account managers. The way they spoke in meetings, the way they shaped ideas, built campaigns from nothing. That's where I wanted to be. And honestly, things were going well. People liked me. My numbers were solid. I felt like I was finally getting traction. Like maybe, just maybe, I belonged there. Until that day. We had a quarterly retreat. You know the kind. Forced enthusiasm. Icebreakers that make grown adults act like summer camp kids. Name tags. Smiles that don't quite reach the eyes. People flew in from different offices. And for the first time since I joined, the owner was there. Along with his daughter, Amy. Someone from my team pulled me aside earlier that morning. Hey, just be nice to her. I remember blinking at him. Yeah, of course, I said. I'm nice to everyone. He hesitated, like he wanted to say more. But then just nodded and walked off. I didn't think much of it. Then I met her. She was standing by the coffee station. The smell hit first, burnt coffee, powdered creamer, something vaguely sweet in the air. She was struggling a little. The plastic lid wouldn't stay on. Sugar packets torn unevenly, spilling onto the counter. Her hands moving, just slightly out of sync with what she intended. Not dramatically. Just enough to notice, if you were paying attention. I stepped closer. Hey, do you want some help? She looked up at me. There was a brief pause. And then she smiled. Yeah, thank you. Her voice was a little uneven, like each word had to find its way out carefully. I nodded, took the cup, and fixed it. Pressed the lid down. Wiped the spilled sugar with a napkin. Stirred it slowly so it wouldn't splash. She watched me, closely. Like it mattered more than it should. Then she said, just a little louder than necessary. I hate coffee, but my dad says I have to drink it, to stay alert. I smiled. Yeah, sounds important. She laughed. It wasn't a perfect laugh, but it was genuine. And then she walked away. At the time, it felt like nothing. Just a small, decent moment between two people. I had no idea it would matter later. The main event came in the afternoon. A creative exercise. We were split into teams and told to pitch ideas for potential clients. Anything went. Drawings. Slogans. Campaigns. Jingles. I went with a jingle. Recorded it on my phone, late the night before. It was a little silly, maybe even a bit cheesy. But it worked. My team liked it. They gave feedback. We tweaked a few lines. And for the first time since I'd started at the company, I felt confident. Not just comfortable, confident. Like I could actually contribute. Like I had something worth hearing. Maybe a little too confident. We gathered in the main conference room. Big table. Glass walls. That low hum of air conditioning that never quite fades. Everyone watching. Everyone evaluating. Presentations started. Some were impressive. Clean. Sharp. Well thought out. Others. Well. Not so much. And people laughed. Not cruelly, not exactly. But enough to set the tone. This wasn't a room where everything was taken seriously. And when my turn came, my jingle played. There were reactions. A few chuckles. A couple of nods. One or two raised eyebrows. I smiled. Took it in stride. It felt good. Like I was part of it. Like I belonged. And then, the next slide came up. It was a drawing. Rough lines. Uneven shapes. Colors that didn't quite stay inside the lines. It looked simple. Childlike. And without thinking. Without pausing. Without reading the room. I said it. Well, at least my jingle was better than that. What is that? Did a 3-year-old draw it? I let out a small laugh. No one joined me. The silence hit instantly. Heavy. Thick. I could hear everything. The faint hum of the AC. A chair creaking somewhere behind me. The sound of someone shifting uncomfortably. And then, my own heartbeat. Louder than anything else. I knew. Before anyone said a word. I knew. The owner spoke. His voice was calm. Too calm. If you don't have something nice to say, maybe don't say anything at all. No anger. No raised tone. Just control. My manager leaned in close. So close I could smell his cologne. Go back to your desk. Now. And that's when I saw her. Amy. Her face was flushed. Her eyes, glassy. Not quite crying yet, but close. And suddenly, everything snapped into place. The drawing. The warning. The way people reacted. That drawing was hers. The walk back to my desk felt longer than it should have been. Every step echoing. Every movement, heavier. No one looked at me. Not a single person. I sat down. Stared at my screen. And for the first time that day, I felt it. Not embarrassment. Not fear. Guilt. Real, sinking, undeniable guilt. I tried to apologize. I went to my manager. I didn't know, I said. I didn't mean. He shook his head before I could finish. It doesn't matter. And that was it. An hour later, I was called into a small office. No speeches. No long explanations. Just. You're still on probation. We don't think you're a good fit. Clean. Efficient. Final. Security walked me out. Like I was something that needed to be removed, quickly, quietly. And just like that, it was over. An hour after that, my phone buzzed. A message from a teammate. Hey, we're grabbing drinks. You should come. I stared at it. I didn't want to go. Didn't feel like pretending everything was fine. But I needed answers. So I went. The bar smelled like cheap whiskey, stale wood, and regret. Dim lights. Low conversations. I found them in a corner booth. No one made eye contact at first. Finally, someone sighed. Look, everyone knew. Knew what? I asked. About Amy, he said. Her drawings. Another voice chimed in. It's just one of those things. You don't comment on them. Once you've seen one, you know. I sat there, processing. Nobody told me. Not really. Just that one vague warning. Be nice. I looked down at my drink. The ice had already melted. Watered down. Pointless. I felt angry. Confused. But mostly just tired. Later that night, I got home. Didn't turn on the lights. Just sat there, in the dark. Phone in my hand. Screen lighting up my face. And then a notification. Friend request. From Amy. I stared at it. For a long time. Accept? Ignore? What do you even say? I thought about her voice. Her smile at the coffee station. Her face in that room. And finally, I pressed accept. I messaged her first. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Then I waited. Minutes passed. Then more. I almost put the phone down. When it buzzed. Her reply. Thank you. But I wanted to apologize to you. I frowned. Read it again. Apologize, to me? We started talking. Slowly at first. Carefully. Like stepping onto thin ice. She told me about the accident. About her mother. About learning how to speak again, word by word. About how people look at her. How they assume things. How they decide who she is, before she even gets a chance to show them. And then she talked about that moment. I wasn't upset because of what you said, she wrote. I was upset because I knew what was going to happen next. And I couldn't stop it. That hit harder than anything else. Not the firing. Not the embarrassment. That. We talked for hours. About small things. Big things. Nothing dramatic. No sudden twists. No grand revelations. Just two people. Taking the time to understand each other. I lost my job that day. That part didn't change. But I gained something else. Something quieter. Something unexpected. Perspective. And maybe a real friend. Now, whenever I think back to that room, to that silence, to that one sentence, I don't just remember what it cost me. I remember what it taught me. Because sometimes, one careless moment can take everything from you. And sometimes, it can lead you somewhere you never expected to go.